number of players. You're going to see some double numbers and some oddball numbers, but hey, we're playing football, and that's all that counts. Underway, and Fair sends it downfield, 7:38 local. It takes a bounce, and it's picked up by Benjamin at the 20, at the 30, cuts left, 35 at the 40, and falls forward to about the 43-yard line as he picked that up like a shortstop. And the Stampeders will start out at about the 42-yard line. Nice return on the play. Nice tackle by Taylor, the linebacker.
Yeah, not a great kick, though. I was wondering why you line drive kick it. You don't get much hang time at all. And good play by Benjamin to, as you called it, Mark, scoop it up like a shortstop and get upfield. He did up to the 40-yard line.
The time is now for the Class Stampeders opening drive. The makers of precision farm equipment. Class made for more. Stampeders at the 40-yard line with Adams at the controls. He is back. Throws a stop route downfield. Caught by Rhymes. Gets 50 up to the 52-yard line. And that should be, in fact, it is a first down for the Calgary Stampeders.
Great read that time by Adams. Mark had 3 receivers to the wide side. They all just ran stop routes, and Vernon just says, okay, I'm going to pick the open guy, the outside guy, and the third guy were covered, and the middle guy's wide open, stop, catch, lunge upfield, you got a first down. Good opening play.
To the 52-yard line, that's where the Stampeders are. They come out of the huddle. Now Rhymes part of a 4-pack to the wide right side. Mills is in the backfield. Adams gives to Mills, slashes through the left side on a hole, picks up a couple of yards before he's knocked to the ground.
Yeah, they pulled the offside guard and tried to trap out the end, but there was a little bit of a high snap, and the meshing point between the quarterback Adams and Mills, the tailback, wasn't that good. Consequently, only got a yard.
Second down and 9 yards to go. Kongbo, a veteran, one of the few, with the tackle. Passing down here, second down Stampeders, 53-yard line, their own. 9 yards to go, 5 receivers out. Reggie Beggleton in motion to the line wide side. Linebacker blitz is on. Adams is back, sends out, throwing a post corner deep, and that is cut by Rhymes. 25 at the 20, down to about the 18-yard line, and you'll see that a lot this year. Adams to Rhymes. It's a big first down deep into Edmonton territory.
And nobody covered Rhymes, and blowing coverage by the Elks that time. Dominique Rhymes, the big 6'4", 270. He ran a post corner. We had a guy that went into the middle of the field, Mark, and he took out the corner. Next thing you know, Rhymes is wide open. Adams picked it up right away. Good play, good opening drive so far.
Rhymes told me yesterday he wants to see the horse run down the east side because of a touchdown he made. So who knows, maybe it's his turn. One back set for Mills, double tight for the Stampeders. They're on the Edmonton 12-yard line. And they give his Tevin Brown receiver sweep. He runs left. He's at the 5 before several Elks drive him out of bounds on the far side. So the Stampeders moving the ball, a bit of a razzle-dazzle play. And Stampeders, let's see, pick up about 8, 2nd and 2.
Snap the ball to Adams. He kind of flips it forward to Devon Jones, another big guy. We got some big receivers this year, Mark. Devon 6'3", 225, and got around the corner, did a little bit of dancing, but still got 8 yards. Good first down pickup in that red zone.
No doubt about that as the Elks chase him out of bounds. Isbell, the linebacker. Stampeders are second down, 2 yards to go at the 4. Rhymes goes right for the Stampeders. Brooks outside him. Back is Adams, the pass. Sets up, floats a pass in the end zone. There's contact in the end zone. Flag is down, and I got to think that is pass interference in the end zone as they were trying to set up Reggie Beggleton. I think that is Nash who is going to be flagged for the infraction. Yeah. Actually, it's Logan with the infraction. Contact in the end zone. So goal to go.
Yeah, goal to goal. First down should get it. It's a good opening drive by the Stampeders. My key to the game, or a matchup of the game, I should say, was how is that starting offense going to do against probably a scattered with starters defense? Yep. Well, right now they march the ball right down the field.
Goal line opportunity for the Stampeders, and Logan Bonner comes in and under center. Lines are down. He surges right. He's in the end zone. It's a touchdown pending a flag.
Well, 99% of the time it's the defense lining up offside. So what a great opening drive to come out, and the way they just march that ball down the field as if they were going through air almost. There's nobody in the defense, but we'll get the call here from the referee. Offside on the Elks. Anytime you see the side judge throw it when the snap of the ball, it always means offside on the defense. So great opening drive by Vernon Adams in that starting offense of the Stampeders.
It sure was a big drive down the field, led primarily by Dominique Rhymes, big 6'4", and yeah, he said he always got tired on the other sideline of having to watch out for that horse. Now it'll run at his discretion if he scores a touchdown. The horse is at the north end by the patio.
I think the greatest touchdown celebration in pro sports, the horse going down the sideline.
Totally. Extra Point try by Rennie Paredes. Snap. It's pinned. He kicks it. No debate. The Stampeders are up 7-0. Stampeder football has a home, and it's QR Calgary. The score, Calgary 7, Edmonton 0. You're listening to Stampeder football, now streaming on QRCalgary.com. A fairly stiff breeze. Isaiah Knight, a first-round draft choice, or at least a draft choice of the Elks this year, is back. And Jackson, a receiver candidate, to run this kickoff back. Great opening drive. Stampeders on top 7-0. The kickoff coverage team is on the field for the Stampeders. And Paredes steps into the kick, launching it downfield. Jackson returns on the move, 20 up at the 25, veers left at the 30, trying to bust it outside. He's at the 35, and then the Stampeders, 1, 2, 3, 4 Stampeders are there to bring him down. And Peterson, the defensive end, leads the way, so the Elks start out around their 40.
We got Sean Peterson, had a great game last game, and if you're a defensive lineman and you're doing well in those special teams, you know, that's going to give you a chance possibly to crack the lineup. The guy that really played well, that was kind of the rookie mark, or rookie to the Stamps, I should say, was Gary Johnson. He had a great game. I call him the horses of the special teams. The guys going down, making those tackles, making those blocks.
Elks at the 40-yard line with Cody Fajardo, 123 CFL games and a former Grey Cup MVP. He's leading the charge. One back set. And they'll give to Pierce out of the backfield, runs left, cuts right. The Stampeders pull him down. They were waiting. Everybody had a chance and a shot at him. Pretty much no gain as Micah Tykes made first contact.
Yeah, Micah Tykes, a big seventh-year UFC product, Canadian, 6'2", 230, just shot right through there. He was almost shuffling, just waiting for that one. Good job, good upfield penetration that time by the defensive line, getting through those big offensive linemen.
Here come the Edmonton Elks out of the huddle. Calhoun and big tall Victor coming to this side. Play clock at 11. Jardo is back, throws a slant, and that is caught near the 50-yard line. Or did he hang on? He did hang on.
So he's got about 9, big decision. Yeah. But you know, his feet were sliced out from him. He's getting up, but he's hurting, Mark.
Jackson, receiver for Edmonton, but yeah, he went up in the air and was knocked down very hard. That's one of those things. Stevens, the defensive back. So the Elks are third down in about 1.5, 11 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Ball at the 48-yard line, right side hash marks.
Things you would do in preseason you would not do in the regular season. Normally teams would be punting with a yard and have to go, but preseason, give the offense another rep. Why not?
Exactly. Find out if you can do it in these pressure situations. Jardo has Pierce in the backfield, and he'll give it to him out of the backfield. He runs left, lowers the shoulder, pushes ahead, and I don't think got the first down. No, I think the Stampeders stopped him.
Well, I think they did. Tyler Richardson, all kinds of DBs jumping up and down, and that's what we wanted to see, a tough run defense. And
yep, then Grant was in on the tackle. It's 7-0 Stampeders. This is Stampeder football on QR Calgary. Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak are proud sponsors of Stampeder football on QR Calgary, bringing you all your CFL action for 3 decades.
Some homes.
Scoreboard salute to Mark Killam and a long sustained ovation for him as he's back in Calgary after 20 years with the Stampeders. Adams is the quarterback from the Edmonton 48-yard line. He has the ball, dances, comes to the line of scrimmage and runs, slides to the 40-yard line and picks up about 8 yards.
Mark, it's so nice to see when the quarterback has nothing to go get 8 yards. Haven't seen that in a couple of years, so it's good to see. Ferdinand just took off, saw nobody was open. They had what's called a rebel formation, 3 receivers, one side to the other. Left side of the line just opened up. He went and got, well, I guess 6 yards, but still pretty good first down pickup.
Rhymes in the slot left. Jones outside him to the far side. Now tracking to the near side is big, tall Rhymes on second down. Adams play fake, rolls right, and that pass is knocked down by the end Taylor, who batted it to the ground. Let's check in with Lisa Hillary.
Guys, when you look at the Stampeders depth chart, Reggie Beggleton, of course, is the top receiver. And when listening to him this week, he said this organization needed to get back to a more unified group. And all signs in the early part of training camp and preseason, we're certainly seeing that much more unified. And you certainly see it in practice.
All right, there we go from the sidelines. Punt time for the Stampeders. Messina's on. They're going to split these two guys. Just whatever happens. Kick off and a punt to Jackson. He's going to let it bounce at the 5, bounce into the end zone about 5 yards deep. He'll go back and take a knee, and the Stampeders get a single point out of the whole deal.
Yeah, that one he wanted to get that one a little bit more outside, Mark. We're going to go timeout.
Yep, first quarter of Stampeder football. We're here at McMahon Stadium. The score, Calgary 8, Edmonton 0. This is Stampeder football on QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge.
Got a penalty there. This looks the same as me, but does it feel better? That's the thing. Is it softer? Does it?
Yeah.
And I think it. You know, the other turf was 10 years old, and many say we had a lot of injuries the last 2-3 years, the Stampeders, because of bad turf, but this is the best you can get, so let's hope it's good for the injuries.
Welcome back to Stampeder football on QR Calgary, brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. Edmonton is huddling up. Elks, of course, missed the playoffs last year as well. 2 non-playoff teams, first time both Alberta squads missed. Cody Fajardo is the quarterback. Pierce in the backfield to his right. Now pre-snap motion to the far side. Play fake into the line. Throw downfield on a slant route. That ball is caught, pulled down at about the 53-yard line. Calhoun for the Elks as Tights is over on the tackle, but it is a first down.
Yeah, Calgary had what's called a cloud coverage, so the halfback is way back, and then our middle linebacker, or outside linebacker, I should say, got sucked in by a little fake handoff. That left the wide open just over the right side, and that was an easy pitch and catch for a first down for the Elks.
Jackson and Arkell Smith come to the left side. Now receivers in motion to this side. Snap back to Fajardo on first down. He sets up, throws it out, caught at the 50-yard line, then driven back to about the 53-yard line. Good catch made on the play by big, tall Victor, and it's a gain of about 7 as tackles made by Lucien.
Yeah, Victor did a good job coming back to the football on a deep curl, but Calgary Stampeders did a good job of hustling to the football. I was impressed last week, Mark, with the way they really shot to the football. Could have had a first down, Victor, could have, but 3 yards short, all because of good hustling and gang tackling.
Second down and 3 yards to go. Smith motions to the far side. They're at the Calgary 50-yard line. Play fake, leaning back, throwing deep is Fajardo, but overthrew the intended target. Down at about the 15-yard line as they couldn't quite catch up with the pass down the field. Trying to find Calhoun. That was incomplete, led him a step too far, and now the Elks are third down, and Cody Grace returns to McMahon
That was all flow, Mark, because he got right in the face of Fajardo. That made Fajardo make that overthrow that ball.
Well, looking forward to seeing Eric Brooks is back to return. Good news for the Calgary Stampeders. He was off to a great start last year, but ran into an injury. Grace steps into this kick. It's a towering high kick. It brings rain down, and Brooks lets it bounce at the 5. It rolls deep into the end zone at about the 15-yard line. He'll be back, and he'll take a knee. So the Elks are on the scoreboard. But I don't know if that was by design or not, Greg, but that one was in orbit.
Well, it was in orbit, but good heads-up play by Brooks to let that go into the end zone. And yeah, lots of hang time on that. Had lots of Elks down there ready to make the tackle, but he did a good job of just taking the chance that that thing's going to roll in the end zone. Stampeders get a little bit better field position.
And that's where they are. Stampeders will scrimmage. They're out at the 40-yard line, 8-1. Is our score. Stampeders scoring on their first drive. 7 minutes, 39 seconds to play in the first quarter. 8-1 for the Stampeders. Mills remains in the game of the backfield. And a first down. Play fake into the line. Snap screen to the right flat. That's caught by Rhymes. He pushes ahead to about the 50-yard line. Logan on the tackle, but that should be a very good pickup of about 8 for the Calgary Stampeders.
I think Rhymes is going to be one of the main targets that time. A little fake handoff, keep it that outside linebacker in, and the defensive back's a little bit off and doesn't want to commit, so a little pitch and catch and pick up 9 yards. That's the second time Stamps have done that. Second time they've been productive.
And they're bringing in big, tall Quincy Vaughn for the short yardage quarterback. He is one big dude. Lines are down. He surges ahead and should have enough for the first down. Elks pushing him back, but he's a tight end / quarterback from North Dakota. And this may be his role on the team.
Yeah, we all saw what Tommy Stevens kind of did, and guys like Logan Bonner's doing a pretty good job of those quarterback sneaks. Mark, it's not as easy as you think. You have to just have a sense where there's going to be a weakness in the line. I call it sniffing out that hole. The best, I've said it many times, I've ever saw doing it was Doug Flutie, but it's not an easy thing to do, but you want to have a guy getting those important yards.
Diedrich Mills says he wants at least 1,000 yards this year, was on a 1,200-yard pace last year. He lines up behind Adams. Stampeders new downs on their 51-yard line. Play fake to the line, deep drop for Adams. Dancing, slings it over the middle, and putting out the breadbasket hands, pulling it in. Tevin Jones makes the catch at the Edmonton 33-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down as the Elks make the tackle with 3 players, led by McBride. But it was certainly a nice, well-thrown ball.
Oh, great throwing ball, because Tevin Jones came from way the opposite side. He's way on the left side, Mark. He's coming across the field, and you had Adams roll to the right, and he had to kind of sling arm that over the linebackers in front of the secondary. Excellent throw by Adams.
First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Vernon Adams, strong start to this ball game. Tevin Jones, solo receiver to the near side, just inside the numbers. Adams takes the snap. He tosses, caught on the line of scrimmage, busting it upfield is Brooks, but the Elks rally and push him down after a relatively short gain, and see what they credit him with. Won't be much. Taylor, the end, bringing him down.
Yeah, good hustle to the ball by the Elks, but Brooks just used that speed. He got to the outside, Mark. I thought he should have tried to get upfield and probably could have got another 3-4 yards with his quick feet. Decided to stop his feet and come back in. Anytime a receiver stops his feet, it's not a good thing.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Stampeders at the 35-yard line. Jones goes left along with Rhymes to the far side. Play clock at 6. 3-man pressure by the Elks. Adams is back, dancing, comes to the line of scrimmage and runs. 30, lunges ahead to about the 27-yard line, then bounced forward a bit.
Well, the
ball came loose. I think they'll say he was down before the ball popped.
Well, what the ball can't cause the fumble. He kind of reached the ball forward, kind of dove, Mark, with the ball, and the ground did cause that fumble, but that's going to be real short. I think Dave Dickinson's going to go for this one. He's bringing in the big guys, and they got Bonner kind of doing a lot of the quarterback sneaks now and bringing a couple of big guys, take out some little guys, and it's going to be third down and about a yard.
Bringing in Thomas Jack Kurdla, who is signed, a big lineman who spent all of his career with Edmonton up until this year when he was let go just before training camp began. Third down and a long one. Bonner is up and under center. He runs to his left and has the first down with room to spare. Stampeders 8 and the Elks 1. We're in the first quarter with 3:48 to play.
Good quarterback sneak. Bonner took the ball and kind of waited, see where it is, and find that hole and just get up there. That's a good sneak play as he gets a slap from Dave Dickinson as he comes off to the sidelines.
At the 25 of Edmonton, that's where the Stampeders will scrimmage. First down and 10. Break out of the hull. Mills all the way in the backfield. Beggleton, top receiver a year ago. This is his first action. He lines up. Now comes back to the formation. Mills gets the call. He dances up the middle, but the Elks read that. They got into the hole very quickly.
Little read pass.
Much gain on that play, yeah.
Sorry, Mark, read pass option. Vernon Adams is excellent at that because you got to respect his speed outside. That time he handed off to Mills, but as you said, just good defensive tackle, no gain whatsoever.
But at the defensive lineman, yeah, no gain at all, maybe half a yard, 2:55 remaining. Passing down for the Calgary Stampeders. Murray playing left tackle. Beggleton, Mr. Second Down last year, is in the slot right. Adams will take the snap. Adams is back, dancing, throwing it across the net. That ball is caught inside the 10, falling down at about the 8-yard. Dominique Rhymes before he's touched. First down, Stampeders. Now goal to go.
Yeah, Rhymes, he's a big guy, third catch of the game. That's just out by one guy and a curl and just an excellent read. It was zone coverage, and Adams just read what the coverage was. Pretty impressed with the O-line so far. They're giving Adams lots of time to throw that football.
And the Stampeders are goal to go from the 8-yard line. They're leading 8-1 at this juncture of the game. Vernon Adams, the quarterback, again with Mills in the backfield to his right. Mills crouches, hands on the knees. Adams will take the ball. Looking wide side, throwing wide side. That ball's caught at about the 2-yard line by Reggie Beggleton. Then he is driven back, but Stampeders will have great field position. Ross on the tackle, but they should spot that at about the 2, I would think.
Yeah, another good throw by Adams. Pretty impressed, Mark. 8 for 9 for 107 yards this opening quarter. Vernon Adams on fire.
Extra offensive lineman, Thomas Jack Kurdla in, and Quincy Vaughn, the big guy, the short yardage guy on second and goal from the 2 is in the ball game.
They got Quincy Vaughn and Logan. They're letting both of them do the quarterback sneaks. Adams back in there.
Adams back in. All right, maybe they'll use him as a tight end. Give is to Mills. He runs left side, pushes towards the goal line, but the Elks are stout. They keep him out.
Yeah, they're really been tough. It's going to be third down, and now they're going to take Adams out and put Logan Bonner back in the game.
Arnold, the end with the tackle.
This is a good sign if they're thinking Logan Bonner's going to be the guy to do that short yardage. That's that third quarterback. That's what they do. So the fact he's getting all these reps might be saying something.
55 seconds remaining in our first quarter. Stampeders on the doorstep. Lines are down. Bonner, the quarterback, takes the ball, runs right, pushes ahead, crosses the goal line. Flag on the play, but if it stands, it's a touchdown, Stampeders.
Game's probably going to be offside, but we'll have to get the call from the head referee. And another great drive by Vernon Adams. Excellent throws. Right now, 8 for 9, 107 yards. Now I get the referee give us the call.
Offside, Edmonton, number 32. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Well, mention it again, Mark. Our matchup of the game was how good's that starting O going to do against the not starting D. Well, they've done great. They marched the ball right down the field as if the defense wasn't even there. Done very well.
Rene Paredes on for the extra point. The Shadows moving across the field there to the far hash marks. One of the holders, Messina's on to hold. At least one of the punters is on to hold at the 32. The snap, it is down. Paredes drives the ball through the upright. Stampeders leading by a count of 15-1. So it's working so far. The quarterback acquisition, I acknowledge it's a lot of season to go, but nonetheless it's working very, very well. He's looking really sharp. Stampeders won their opener, of course, 26-16. And they won certainly with a lot of different things without Vernon Adams.
But he's looking like he's got all the tools, Mark. He can throw the ball. Excellent reads. He looks like a 9-year seasoned vet with with all the tools, as I said. And he's taken off and ran. He's moved the pocket. Haven't seen a bad throw he's made so far. So Vernon Adams so far haven't.
Returners, Arkell Smith to the near side. Rene Paredes lines up, runs with the ball and boots it downfield.
Pretty good kick.
Yep, from the 50 into the wind. From the 15, Elks return it, 20, up at the 30. There's a seam, 30 up at the 38-yard line. Before that tackle is made, that was Anthony Federico, a lineman, making the tackle.
Yeah, Anthony Federico, the second-year player out of Queens, second-round draft pick of Hamilton. Big, long guy, powerful, and fighting for another position. We've got, I think, about 14 defensive backs and about 14 defensive linemen on the roster this week.
Yeah, 82 in total. Yeah, there are a lot.
16 defensive backs, just counted them.
It's a lot. Fajardo leading the way, likely the final play of the quarter. 1st and 10 Edmonton at their own 39-yard line. Calgary shows a 4-man front. Fake into the line. Fajardo rolls right, throws on the run. That ball is caught and then driven into the sidelines. Receiver was swallowed up on the far sidelines.
Well, I think was that Johnson out there, but right on him, a little comeback route, and again coming back to the football. Good route by the Elks, but
yep. That's it for our first quarter. The score, Calgary 15, Edmonton 1. Up in a moment, second quarter football action. You're listening to Stampeder Football and QR Calgary, 770 CHQR and 107.3 The Edge.
Hey, Paul.
Fajardo is in the gun. Elks moving left to right to the scoreboard end of the stadium. And first down, play fake, snap into the right flat. That is caught by Mathis. He gets up 50 to the 52 before he's pushed out of bounds. And that's enough for a first down for Edmonton.
A little pick route. What they do is they have the guy coming across the formation. He goes into the flat, little fake handoff by Fajardo, and then that keeps the linebacker in. And then they have the outside guy just run and stop at 5 yards, runs a pick for the guy. Stamps, unfortunately, in the man-to-man coverage. Guy couldn't get over there. Consequently, first down.
Guy Richardson on the tackle. He rolled towards the sideline. Jackson going wide left for the Elks. He's in the sun. Many of his fellow receivers are in the shade as the sun sets. First down and 10, 54-yard line. Now Fajardo is motioning to a player, and we have a time count violation or illegal procedure, or anyway, there's lots of flags.
Well, Fajardo is really on his cadence.
Edmonton, number 59, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, Fajardo doing that cadence. He likes that hard count, Mark, where he goes hut, really makes it loud and emphasizes it. Well, so loud, it emphasized so much that his offensive lineman popped off the ball.
Well, here's the thing in this game, Fajardo has as much CFL experience as the rest of the offense combined, so he's really in there. Victor splitting right, solo receiver to the short side. Richardson picks him up to the side of the field. Snap back to Fajardo. Stampeders send 4. Fajardo pitches across the middle, caught by Mathis. 2 Stampeders rally to bring him down, led by linebacker Moncrief, gain of about 5. And we'll call it 2nd and 5. Mathis, a big target picked up in the supplemental draft last year by the Elks.
Yeah, and he just goes, he's the 3rd man in and 3 receivers to one side. He just goes and finds a little hole in the secondary, but the secondary, or the linebackers, got a good deep drop, so they came up to make the tackle and still got him in 2nd and long. That's what you want to do if it's 1st down and about 20.
Elks receivers running to their spots. Play clock is at 11. 2nd down and 9 at the midfield stripe for Cody Fajardo. 4-man Calgary pressure. Fajardo is back, sets up, throws a long out to the near side. That ball is caught by Victor, but he's tackled immediately at the Calgary 50-yard line as they rally to bring him down. Linebacker Moncrief over.
Yeah, Moncrief.
And that makes it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good job by Moncrief, our Sam linebacker, 6'1", 213. He's in his 8th year, so he's experienced. He knows what to do. You cut off the inside curl and let him throw that wide side out and hope you get lots of pursuit to the football, which they did, and tackled him about 2 yards short.
Punting time for the Elks. Cody Grace is on.
Cody Grace back to punt.
The 2 returners for the Stampeders, Horton and Brooks. Eric Brooks to the near side. Grace steps in at line drive kick, angling to the far side. Horton will pick it up at the 15. Flags on the field. He gets a couple of yards, but I'm certain an Elk will be called for no yards. We'll sort it out in a moment. The score, the Calgary Stampeders 15 and the Edmonton Elks 1. You're listening to Stampeder Football, racking up another great season of football, something we've been doing for over 3 decades. This is QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge.
The time to
Be impressive.
Yep.
Change in the running back spot. Evans is in the backfield now. And he will get the haul, explodes up the middle, 40-45, up near the 50, and picks up a 1st down as he just rocketed up the middle and has a huge gain.
That guy's got great vision. I saw it last game, and little just a handoff mark, and the 5'11", big guy, 230, 4th year out of Louisville, just shoots up the hole like that. And he was doing it last game and doing it this game, so a good best run of the day for the Stampeders.
You got it. It's out to the 48-yard line. Garns, the linebacker, tackling. Stampeders now starting to substitute. Brooks goes right. Big Joseph Ngata goes right as well. On 1st down. On the ground again, another big hole running up the middle. Is Evans, gets across the 50, down to the 48 of Edmonton before he's tackled and has the 1st down. Let's check in on sideline developments with none other than Lisa Hillary.
Guys, 10th year CFL veteran Vernon Adams Jr., one of the best in the league at his position, and we're certainly seeing it so far in this 1st half tonight. I asked him earlier this week about the pressure from this fan base and this organization as a whole getting back to its winning ways. He said pressure is a privilege, and it's something that's denied to many in his circle, so he is certainly up for the challenge and looking forward to righting the ship.
The back is, of course, Jeshrew Antwi. Back is Adams. Flare pass out of the backfield is tipped and almost intercepted by the Elks. Actually almost intercepting the ball, very close, but couldn't quite pull it in. Was Jackson, the defensive back. Yeah, we got our 20s and 28s mixed up, so it's actually local guy Jeshrew Antwi in the backfield.
Well, that was the first bad throw by Vernon Adams. He just kind of pushed that one, Mark, didn't step into it and overthrew the guy, and that should have been picked, so we got a little bit lucky there.
And we played with BC and Montreal, but is a UFC product and beyond thrilled to be back home. Just worked out contractually for everybody, and here he is. Stampeders start receivers in the motion. Back is Adams, pitching left. The ball is caught and then driven out of bounds on the near sidelines is Ishmael Hyman, but he should have enough for the 1st down pending the spot of the ball, or very close. Jackson, the defensive back, driving him into touch.
Well, good, strong yak yards by Hyman. He caught about 4, had the guy grasp around him, but he's a big physical guy at 6 feet, 200 pounds, and just kept his feet going, and he got the 1st down, or he got the 1st down all because of his power and kind of leaping over a defensive back on that one.
10:22 remaining in the quarter. It's 15-1 Stampeders. We're in the 1st half. And we in the backfield. And again, Adams is back, looking short side, but he's in trouble. Scrambling in the backfield, stays on his feet, finally put down at the 45-yard line. But that's his elusiveness. He did lose yards, Greg, but he kept the play alive before Taylor, the end, brought him down. Lost at 5.
Yeah, that time he didn't get much of a drop, Mark, so good upfield pressure by the D lineman, and he was in that pocket, and he's not a big guy at only 5'11", couldn't see down the field, try to get out of the pocket. That was just good defensive play by those 4 defensive linemen by the Elks.
Backs the Stampeders up to the 45-yard line and makes it second down and 17 yards. Ishmael Hyman runs to his spot to the far side of the field. Alfred in the game as well. Again, Adams takes the snap. Pocket holds. He pitches downfield for Hyman. Led him too far at the Elks 20, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, so the Elks came out and finally stopped Vernon Adams. That time tried to run a little, they call that a dig route. You go down and it's not a post, but you kind of come across the middle. And Vernon, I thought that the receiver is going to come to the middle a little bit more. So only 2 incompletions by Vernon this entire game. So we got Rennie with a long field goal with the wind.
With the wind, yeah.
Yeah, this should have enough leg. It's from 53, Mark, but still.
Yep. Aaron Crawford, the long snapper, back in. Yeah. I would think so. He's done it before. Why not now?
From 53 yards, those goalposts look pretty tight.
The snap, the hold, the kick by Paredes. It's going, has the range, has the distance, and it is good. I expected nothing less. All right, the score, Calgary 18, Edmonton 1. This is second quarter CFL action on QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge.
Celebrate 8 decades of Stampeders.
Remaining in the opening half, Stampeders and the Edmonton Elks. Elks now have changed up quarterbacks. They've got McIlvain in the ball game. He will take on first down, gives it up the middle, trying to make some room and push it upfield as Knight, the rookie, but not much room there, so it'll be second down. And long McIlvain from Central Arkansas. Moncrief on the tackle, so that's a gain of what, 3? Second down and 3.
Yeah, Stampeders sticking with their first teamers this second quarter, Mark. I'm sure in the second half you're going to start seeing lots of substitutions. Right now they got the starters that are projected to start the start of the season.
Victor and Tyson Middlemost, who signed from the Stampeders. 5th-year player now with the Elks. He's in motion towards the line on the near side. Stampeders come on the blitz. Back as McIlvain pitches downfield. Ball caught and then dropped it. Had it and then dropped it. It was Tyson Middlemost. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it was a good throw, I thought, Mark. It was just dropped. A receiver had to kind of reach back to get it, and the Stamps are saying that he caught it, and it was a fumble, and officials are saying, no, don't try and do that on me. It's he dropped that ball.
8 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Tyson Middlemost, a special teams favorite of Mark Killam when he was here with the Stampeders, so it only made sense that he took him to Edmonton.
Yeah, he was one of the, you don't get too many receivers who do good on teams. It's the DBs like that, yeah, and the linebackers, but Middlemost did his job, and that's why Mark Killam really liked him.
Harton is the solo returner for the Calgary Stampeders. Grace on to punt. Actually, another returner is back as well, Brooks. Ball is kicked downfield. Brooks will run up and catch at the 30. A flag is thrown, and Elk was almost on his boot tops when he made the catch. So nice return up to about the 41, and after the play, another flag. We'll sort it all out in just a moment. Welcome back to Stampeder Football on QR Calgary. The score, Calgary 18, Edmonton 1. This is Stampeder Football, and we're the voice of the red and white. QR Calgary, 770 CHQR.
Just on scaffolding, so it's good to be up here again.
From the 42-yard line, the Calgary Stampeders, their own 42, make it the 31-yard line after the penalty. Adams will take the ball. Oh, actually, it's Walker in the game now. Pitch across the middle, and that is caught, or a pick of about 5 or 6 by Joseph Ngata, who is an imposing physical specimen. And that's about maybe an 8-yard gain.
Well, they're expecting Joseph to, he's another big guy. They got some big receivers, big DB, 6'3", 222, Mark, and they're expecting him to, should have made a couple big plays last week, and so they wanted to see him step it up. He did a good job on that play.
Short yardage play. Walker takes the ball. A flag is in the air. He runs left and has the first down, but will await the decision from the referees on the 2 yellow flags on the field.
The Elks, if they're offside again, they're just doing something wrong there.
Offside. Edmonton defensive line.
Yeah,
Five-yard
that's the
penalty.
4th time, Mark,
First
they've been
down.
called by lining up offside. If you're a defensive line coach, you just got to get on those guys and say, hey guys, this is not the NFL. You can't go nose to nose with your old lineman. You got to be back a yard. For lining up offsides is not good.
Yeah, 1st and 10, Stampeders at the 45-yard line. You're listening to QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge. Tevin Jones splits to the short side of the field. PJ Walker in the game at quarterback, 8 of 16 last week. But he'll give a stretch handoff to Dreshran Antwi out of the backfield. He hits the hole, falls forward, drags a tackler with him. Picks up about 5 or 6 on the play, pending the spot.
Dreshran Antwi's 5th year, former Alouette.
Yep.
Calgary guy, so it's good to see those Calgary guys do something. Got a good run on that play.
Lose on the tackle, 6:26 in the clock running to play in this quarter. Stampeders at their 49-yard line. 2 plunge touchdowns by Logan Bonner have put all the points on the scoreboard for the Stampeders. Beggleton in motion to the line. Back is Walker. Deep drop. Standing. Throws out of the backfield. Antwi catches. Midfield and is clobbered out of bounds into the Elks bench on the far side. But I do think has the first down.
Well, and that's what we wanted PJ Walker to do. Last week, Mark, he would have thrown that deep.
Yep.
But they don't want him. He's got a rifle of an arm, but managed the game. So good job by PJ Walker to learn something. He probably would have been an incomplete pass on a deep route. So give it to your back in the flat and make him get some yak yards, get the first down. So good play by PJ Walker.
Stampeders come out of the huddle. Big and Gata goes left. Brooks this way as well. Alford here as well. Stampeders across midfield, Edmonton 54-yard line. On the ground though to Antwi. He runs right, continues his movement down to about the 47-yard line where he's tackled. He just kind of was picking his way. Actually, it's Eno Benjamin now making the run.
Yeah, Eno Benjamin's got that breakaway speed, did a good job of kind of just dancing down the line a little bit, keeping his feet going and finally getting a hole and shooting up the field, getting a good 6 yards. Good run by Benjamin.
2nd down and 4 yards to go. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the quarter. Stampeders on top, 18-1. And Gata and Brooks, they come to the wide left side of the field. Now Hyman joins on this side. Snap is back, linebacker blitz on. Walker in the pocket, hit as he throws, sends it over the middle. A flag is thrown, and they may have been pass interference on a back, restricting the route of one of the Stampeder receivers, but it was thrown by the back judge.
It's going to be pass interference on the Elks, so nothing Walker could do. That pocket collapsed fast around him. He tried to step into the pocket, buy himself another second, and throw the ball.
Pass interference. Edmonton number 74. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
PJ Walker, just as he threw the football, he was hit, and the ball really didn't go very far, but fought that time, but he got good luck on that play to get the first down because of a PI.
Yeah, Jackson, the defensive back, he's a rookie, learning the ways of the CFL. Stampeders with the penalty advance to the Edmonton 28-yard line. They're leading 18-1.
18-1 and on the march again with PJ Walker this time.
The wind has calmed down, but it's still at the Stampeders' back.
You're right, it's really calmed down quite a bit.
Tevin Jones, Ishmael Hyman go to the short right side of the field. Elks send 4. But it's out of the backfield for Benjamin. He runs right, breaks a tackle, gets up at the 20, and that's where he's pushed out of bounds. They spotted it about the 21-yard line, but he went right, Greg, and just made life tough for the Elks before they pushed him out of bounds.
All these running backs are doing good. Antwi did good while he was in there. Benjamin, we saw how well Evans did, and the only guy that really didn't get a chance to take off was our starter, Dietrich Mills. So these young running backs, just like they did last week, are doing very good this week.
2nd down, 4 yards to go is where they spotted for the Stampeders. PJ Walker taking over as the quarterback. Lines up with the gun, Antwi in the backfield. And Antwi gets the call, shoots through a hole left side. He's hit, falls forward to the 16, but that should be enough for the first down.
You know, good vision by Antwi, because he made a little, just planted his foot and went the other way, Mark, and got around the defensive line. That was a good run by Antwi because he could have been stopped right at the line of scrimmage, made a good move, shot the field, didn't dance at all, and got the first down.
DeBlanco, the middle linebacker, tackling. The Stampeders now are first down to the Edmonton 16. They're moving right to left to the patio end of McMahon Stadium today. PJ Walker at the controls. 2 backs in the backfield to help him block. He'll take the ball and again give to Antwi. He's hit as he accepts the ball, breaks free of the tackle, and then goes forward a couple of yards, and that's about it. So,
he had that read pass option again to Antwi, and that one was stopped. That's one that PJ might have want to, just to keep them honest all the time, pull out and run yourself, because he's got good quick feet. Second and long down there on the goal line red zone. We'll see what happens, what play they call here for PJ.
Second down and 8. Gamba on the tackle. Here come the Stampeders, scrimmaging on the 15-yard line of Edmonton. Second down and 8.5. Blitz is on by Edmonton. Walker is back, throws, and the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Karam's way back to the 40-yard line, so that's incomplete.
Yeah, he didn't get much of a, only had about a 2-step drop to try to throw a quick slant, but the D-line picked up. They just got their big mitts on it, and that ball bounced way up and way back. But PJ marched him down the field, and should be an automatic 3 here for
Calgary
Paredes.
18, the Edmonton Elks 1. That's your. Stay tuned for the final minutes of the second quarter. You're listening to your Alberta Ford dealers Stampeder football on QR Calgary.
Calgary.
So the Stampeders will set up for a field goal. This will be from 22. And with the win, it's about as automatic as it gets. Snap. It's pinned. He steps into the kick, and no debate. And the Stampeders go up by a count of 21-1. So
Rennie Paredes, 14th year out of Concordia, 40 years old, Mark. Is he going to, he keeps going, and he's going to shatter some of these Stampeder records.
Oh, yeah.
What is he right now, third or?
Second behind Mark McLaughlin.
And
I looked at it in the offseason. He would need 4 seasons. He's roughly about 680 points behind Mark McLaughlin.
Oh, he's really behind them quite a bit.
Yeah. It would be about 4 seasons before Paredes could break it. But let me be blunt. He's really good.
Well,
I don't care what his age is.
He's
really
jacked up a little bit, Mark. I looked at him, I thought, oh, Rennie, you going out for linebacker this year? Because he's pretty big and cut.
From the 40-yard line, that's where the Elks will start out after the field goal. McIlvaine is the setback. And he gives a handoff. Huge hole right side, exploding up the field.
Yeah, Stampeders now making some substitutions. That was the biggest run the Elks have had, but
McBride making the run on that one, and he picks up about 7 or 8 yards.
Stamps getting Keelan Thomas in there. Looks like Justin Sombo's in.
Second down and about 2 yards to go. 2:14 remaining. Second down and 2 yards to go. McIlvaine, 65% completion percentage in his career. And they'll give again out of the backfield, running right, trying to get to the open field, but should have enough for the first down. McBride has the ball and then is stood up and brought down by the Stampeders.
Daniel Amoko did a good job of slicing in from that outside corner position. If he wrapped up, he would have made the tackle, but he didn't wrap, just hit him, and good play by the running back to bounce off him. But Danielle will learn from that. You just got to wrap if you're in that open field.
First and 10, Edmonton at their 53-yard line. Elks have 3 receivers to the wide left side. Snap is back to McIlvaine. Look short side, nobody open. He steps up and he's caught. He's brought down inside. It's Cale Devat, second-year defensive lineman, who brought him down, and it'll be a loss of a couple on the play.
Yeah, good job by Cale Devat, the big 286-pounder. He did a good job of getting off his guy and bringing him down. The BC 5th-round draft choice.
Yep, and he came here. Elks in a passing situation. Second down, Edmonton. In the gun is McIlvaine. 1:32 remaining in the quarter. Again, McIlvaine takes the ball. McIlvaine back, leans back, throws behind the target out of the backfield, trying to set McBride, but that was a poorly thrown ball because of the pressure, and now the Elks will send it downfield.
You said it right, Mark, because of the pressure. It was a great job by the D linemen. The offensive linemen had their hands up and their shoulders, and they were going arm to arm, and the D linemen were just pushing that O-line back right into the quarterback. Credit that to the D-line. They caused that wayward pass.
Stampeders have a couple returners. Horton to the far side, and Brooks to the near side as Cody Grace is ready to punt into that breeze. He launches this kick, bit of a flutter, hangs up. Settling under inside the 20 is Brooks. He runs right, cuts left, looks to get the edge, but the Elks fly downfield, and bring him down. Mathis, the receiver, pulls him down by the boot tops. And the Stampeders will start out around the 25.
PJ Walker back in. We'll see what he can do with this hurry-up offense. Get up over the ball, and good experience for PJ in the CFL because they just don't have situations like this where you got to move the ball. You know, you got 40 seconds. It's a totally different 2-minute offense down in the NFL than it is up here in the CFL.
They did a lot of situational football this week where they'd, say there's 47 seconds left in the game, ran the game clock, ran the play clock.
We'll see how PJ does with this drive.
Vaughn is in the game. He moves as a receiver right. PJ Walker snaps it in the right flat. Caught, turning upfield, getting a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, maybe 3 or 4 on the play.
Good first down pickup.
That was Eric Brooks who made the catch.
Just a screen pass to the wide side. They're going to huddle up, though, and a little bit surprised at that because that clock's going to start ticking, so PK's got to learn, get in and out of that huddle.
1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. Stampeders are 2nd down and 5. They have a 21-1 lead. Walker is the quarterback. Eno Benjamin with him in the backfield. Stampeders have Vaughn splitting left. Back is the quarterback Walker, dancing in the pocket, then throws to his check down man, caught by Benjamin. He catches, falls forward to the 35, and I think has the first down.
PK stepped into the pocket, Mark, and just flicked it forward to Benjamin, his running back. Now he's getting his guys over the line, knowing they only got 45 seconds. Once that referee blows that, it's going to be 3rd down. Oh, they're going to give him the first down.
First down and 10 at the 35-yard line. PJ Walker from Bayonne, New Jersey, calling out signals. Benjamin in the backfield, fake to Benjamin. A pitch to the left side of the formation. Caught by the Stampeders, pushing ahead to the 45-yard line. Making the grab is Ishmael Hyman, and that is really close to a first down. Jackson, the defensive back, brings him down.
Well, it's a good chance to stand. The referee's got to look at the sticks. Just give the Stamps time to get over the ball and get the play called. Hyman has played well both these games. Very physical. He's just blocking well and getting lots of good yak yards.
Stampeders are about 6 inches short. On 2nd down, Walker will go to the air. Walker is back, firing a strike down the near sideline and overthrows the intended target. Hyman at the 30-yard line of Edmonton. That made a little sense. Well, 2nd down, short, just change it up a bit and go deep.
Well, that was a well-thrown football. You throw it to the outside shoulder so it can't be intercepted. You don't want to throw it up so it could be intercepted on a short throw, Mark. And you know what? I thought you had a little bit more speed and could have had that. A well thrown. That's how you teach a guy to throw a football deep at a situation like this.
44-yard line. Stampeders, inches to go. 25 seconds remaining in the half. PJ Walker comes under center. The Elks crowd the line of scrimmage. Walker is down, runs left, flags in the air. He has the first down.
How much you want to bet it's offside? The Elks can't line up onside.
Offside. Edmonton number 32. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, far be it from me to tell Mark Killam what to do, but you better talk to those linemen.
Yeah, you better say, look, we are not, you know what? It's going to hurt him too because PJ's got 21 seconds to possibly get this in Rennie Paredes field goal. And I know it's only a preseason game, but you always act like a game. And right now it's under pressure. You want to learn how to get into field goal range for your field goal kicker.
First down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Tevin and Hyman going right for the Calgary Stampeders. They lead 21-1, late stages of the first half. Walker accepts the ball. Backpedals, throws out of the backfield. That's caught by Benjamin across midfield and is clotheslined into the Calgary bench by Johnson. Be a gain of maybe 7 on the play. Second down.
We have another flag, undisciplined flag by the Elks. That's going to really push the Elks. They look like a preseason team that haven't played a preseason game, Mark. Lots of penalties. That's his 3rd unsportsmanlike conduct.
10-yard misconduct foul. Edmonton number 32. 10-yard penalty, first down.
You know, these guys are all cranked up, but when you get the opposing bench, there shouldn't be any chatter like that or pushing because the referees are trying to say, you know what, we're not going to put up with it. And now's the time to set the mark right now, what the standard is for discipline, and they're saying it's high.
First down and 10 at the Edmonton 43-yard line. 16 seconds remain. If the Stamps get a chunk of yards here, they'll bring on Rennie Paredes, I am sure. 5 receivers out. Back is Walker. Setting up, throwing a strike across the middle, dropping linebacker, pulls it in, intercepted. DeBlanco has it at the 30-yard line. He rumbles forward a few yards, and it's out to the Edmonton 36-yard line.
Well, that's PJ's nemesis. He throws picks. That time, trying to go, he got a rifle right over the middle. He just didn't see the linebacker. Just a great play by the linebacker to step back and make that pick. And if there's one thing that PJ Walker has to learn to do, and that's not get so many picks. Had a lot in camp. He's got a rocket of an arm. Did a good job, but too many picks.
DeBlanco trying to make a spot in the Edmonton linebacking core, which may be their strength. They've got some good ones who are both at home here. 6 seconds remain. McElveen, the quarterback. And he'll take the ball. Give on a handoff. Dancing up the middle, then being stood up and pushed back. And that'll do it for the half. Ball taken out of the backfield by Edmonton on the play. McBride. And that'll do it for the half. A very solid half. The Calgary Stampeders are firmly in charge by a score of 21-1. Ernie Paredes with a couple of field goals, a couple of touchdowns as well. Stampeders playing their second and final preseason game of 2025. Edmonton, this is their first. We'll hear from Dave Dickinson, a couple of quick words with him and Lisa. After this, Dave Dickinson, I think he's not in preseason, or he's in pre. Billy Powers broadcast booth presented by South Point Toyota at McMahon Stadium. Welcome to the third quarter, and Stampeders will kick off from the north end. And Greg, let's have some stats from the first half.
First downs, Stamps 17, Elks 3. Net offense, Elks only 70. Stamps 242. Offensive plays, Stamps 38, Elks 17. Rushing, Elks only 14 yards, Stamps 76. Passing, Stampeders 173, Elks 57. Time of possession, big one, Mark. 9 minutes for the Elks, over 20 minutes for the Stampeders. Half dominated that by the Calgary Stampeders.
Ball bowls off the tee, so they'll.
Well, yeah, there's still quite a win going with the Stampeders this third, or sorry,
against them.
Against them, yeah, this third quarter.
Knight is ready to return for McBride. Ball is kicked off by Rennie Paredes. Second half underway. Caught inside the 20 by McBride. He's at the 30, breaks a tackle, gets up about the 35-yard line when Kalichi Anielabeci, a linebacker, pulls him down, and it is Edmonton ball.
Yeah, generally the Stampeders, big horses on special teams, done a pretty good job, and you can get the team on a kicking against the wind, and you get it. They get it within the 40 mark. They did it on the 36.
Edmonton trying to get something going here. It's the third quarter of our ball game, and Edmonton takes over the ball. They brought 3 quarterbacks with them. Handoff out of the backfield. Pierce gets a few yards out of the play. Yeah, McElveen was the quarterback.
Had a guy right in his face that time by our, I think that was our linebacker. Was that Mark Kelly? I can't see exactly, but somebody was right in his face, so he kind of tried to sidearm that. That's kind of new things with quarterbacks. They like to sometimes throw the ball sidearm, but it's not the most accurate way to throw the ball.
McElveen in the game. Pierce is running back, lines up to his left. 3 receivers to the wide right side of the field. McElveen will take the ball. Shuffles his feet, pitches downfield, off his feet, making the catch, and then hit right away on the far wide side. Ball is pulled in out of the backfield by McBride, but he's knocked down immediately by Pace, the defensive back, so the Elks will be forced to punt.
Yeah, good play by Pace. There's a deep out, and you make your plant as a defensive back and just go for the upfield shoulder. That's what Pace would do. If you go inside, the ball could be thrown over you, and then the guy, next thing you know, he's behind you, running for 6 the other way. So good play by the halfback.
All right, it's punt time for Cody Grace. Terrell Vaughn, who had a strong game in Vancouver Island. One returner, Eno Benjamin, returner to this near side. Grace steps into this punt. Bit of a low, wobbly kick on the far side. Running up the field, trying to make something happen. Vaughn across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And that's where the Elks will bring them down, led by defensive back Logan. Hey, listen, this is your Alberta Ford Dealer Stampeder football. It's the Stampeders 21, the Elks 1. This is Alberta Ford Dealer Stampeder football on QR Calgary at 107.3 The Edge. Resumes at McMahon Stadium. Stampeders have the ball at the 37. It's time now for the Kloss Tractor Stampeders opening drive. The makers of Precision Farmers Equipment. Kloss, made for more. PJ Walker remains in the game at quarterback. He sends 4 receivers right out of the huddle. One back set, and that one back is Benjamin. He gets the ball up the middle, but the Elks push right back. Almost no gain on the play.
Yeah, that was a
Elks were there.
read pass option. That one definitely. PJ Walker's got great, good, quick feet, Mark. You just pull that out and make something happen. That's what you can do up in this league, in the CFL over the NFL, is make something happen out of nothing, improvise a little bit.
Isbell, the linebacker, tackling. Now the Stampeders break the huddle. Second down and 11 yards to go. Ishmael Hyman's had a strong game. He's in the slot right to the wide side. He starts in motion to the line. Walker takes the ball. Four-man Edmonton pressure. Walker is back, throwing, caught by Hyman at the 40, up to the 45, at the 47-yard line, where he is brought down. And it's first down for the Stampeders. Cummings on the tackle. And Lisa Hillary, what's it like on the sidelines? Stampeders have a first down at the 46-yard line. They're leading 21-1.
That's a great throw by PJ Walker on that deep curl route.
Well, he spotted on the 46-yard line. Try to keep up with the personnel for the Stampeders. Hyman is in the game as a receiver. Walker is the quarterback. Horton is a receiver to the far side of the field. Play fake to the line. Walker standing in the pocket, then pitching deep on a straight route, looking for Hyman. That was
nice.
Broken up. Is intercepted by Edmonton as the ball was pulled in by Edmonton on the tackle, or on the interception. He fell down. Touch tackle made right away, and it's a turnover. So Edmonton gets the ball via another interception thrown. That's a tough break for the Calgary Stampeders. Anyway, we'll take a break. Forward with the interception. You're listening to third quarter football action. The score, Calgary 21, Edmonton 1. This is Alberta Ford Dealers Stampeder football on QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge.
Hey Stump fans, this is Joshua Antwi, running back. Keep it right here on QR Calgary all season long.
Intercepted by Ford for Edmonton. There are two Ford defensive backs. One's here, one is not. Elks out of the backfield, running from the 28-yard line, running left, pushing across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Try to keep up on everything. Plamondon in as a fullback.
That was a double.
Here's the running back.
Double tight formation, and it looked like they were going to run it to the right side, and they kind of counter back on that. Good run by good. The line just flushes down our defensive line, and the back cuts back and got a pretty good 9-yard gain on that play. Good play by the Elks.
All right, Stampeders show a four-man front. Wilcots at one end, Hicks at the other. Elks are 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line. McElvain is the quarterback. And again on the ground appear. No, he runs to his left. He ran up the middle, cut it outside, but the Stampeders' pace tracked him down on the wide side, and I think he's short.
A good play by Pace to track it down. That's almost the same play, but this time they pulled the offside tackle, Mark, all the way down. He kind of got around the end, but got peeled back by Pace from behind and tackled for almost a no gain. Great play.
Roberts on the tackle. Welcome back to Stampeder football on QR Calgary at 107.3 The Edge. Roberts part of the linebacking core for the Stampeders. Now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. McElvain is back, throws the look in. The ball is caught just shy of the 50-yard line. Sliding to the ground.
Well, our corner was way back that time. It was Robinson, Mark, and you saw that, just a deep slant and pitch and catch. You got to keep that cushion to about 7 yards. Anything more than that, and it's just pitch and catch.
21-1 Stampeders. We're at the 49-yard line. It's a short yardage play for the Elks. They keep the quarterback McElvain in, and he pushes ahead. You know what? I don't know if he got it. We'll see what happens when they unpile.
Well, this time the Calgary Stampeders are lined up offside.
Just want to welcome back our broadcast team of Mark Stephen and Greg Peterson, Jock Wilson, our host, sideline reporter tonight, Lisa Hillary, Ralph Eldridge, and Gio Kajiat, our engineers on site, Steve Norton running things at our 17th Avenue Palace. And we're next up Saturday, June 7th against the Ticats. Next week, that's the 7th on June 7th. Next week, it is FanFest right here, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so am I, Mark, and starting to see what our defensive line coach, John Bullen, he likes to bring in 4 guys and bring 4 guys out and just kind of keep them fresh all the time. I kind of like it.
Edmonton with the penalty moves to the 54-yard line. McIlvain from Arkansas State is the quarterback. Little guy, but 65% completion. He gives Pierce out of the backfield, runs left to the open side of the field at the 50, at the 45, and then is chased out of bounds by the Calgary Stampeders. Arnold, the defensive back, in pursuit, but it is a first down.
Well, that same counter type play, Mark. They've run it 3 different ways where it looks like the back's going to run over to the right side and they counter back and they flush the line, just push those guys down as they're pursuing. Next thing you know, there's a huge hole. He gets some speed, gets around the corner, got a good 10 yards.
To the Stampeder 45-yard line. This is about the most sustained drive the Elks have had.
Yep.
Not much has gone right. Roseby Jacksaint splitting right. Receiver prospect from Georgia. McIlvain in the gun at the 45-yard line. McIlvain takes the ball, looks short side, he's in trouble, throws the Price out of the backfield. He makes the catch, evades one tackle, gets to the 25 before he's driven out of bounds, and that'll be really close to the first down. As over Jackson Somback, the safety to tackle.
Well, that time Pace, our Sam linebacker, had him lined up, and you run out, you got to make that open field tackle. He kind of went for the inside and just drove with the guy's legs, and all that open field, a good back's going to beat you every time. That got the Elks. So in open field, you gather your feet and just wrap up and don't worry about crushing them, just bring them down.
First and 10 at the 35 of the Stampeders. Edmonton ball, clock moves, 8:43 to play in this quarter. 21-1 for the Calgary Stampeders. We're in the third quarter. McIlvain is the gun, Pierce to his left in the backfield. And Pierce will get the call, tries the right side of the line, but the Stampeders push him right back. Very, very little gain on that play. Several Stampeders rallied to the ball. Anthony Federico.
Yeah, Anthony Federico, a couple others. Talked about Anthony, and he's in his, what's he, his 4th year now, Mark, and getting better and better each year.
Jackson Somback, second team All-Canadian, is at safety as they rotate personnel through. Draft pick last year. Loves his coach. He's a Calgarian, Mark McConkey. For the Elks, they have the ball, and back passing is McIlvain on 2nd and 4. Leans back, pitching towards the goal line for Jackson. He tried to make the catch, but was out of bounds even if he caught it. But also some very close coverage on the play as well, as right over and right in his face. The Stampeders were there to knock it away.
Yeah, I think that's Robertson.
Yep.
Good play by the Canadian.
Robertson,
yeah, Regina. And as you said, Mark McConkey. I coached Mark in minor football. He's now going to be a great coach there with the University of Regina Rams.
Robertson was an undrafted free agent, so
that was a good coverage downfield.
It was.
Turned the head around, got the ball out just as right time, didn't get the pass interference. He was right with his guy all the way.
Yep. So field goal try. This is Blanchard who's on. He played in 1 game last year, but he's in the kicking battle with Campbell Fair. This is a 40-yarder with the wind behind him for Edmonton. Ball is down, it is kicked, and it is good.
Yeah,
so the Elks find a field goal.
That was the ugliest kick though, Mark. It didn't even go end over end. It was like a spiral kicker, but yeah, he got it through though.
This is the third quarter of Stampeder football. The score, Calgary 21, Edmonton 4. Got HD radio, tune us into 105.1 Channel 2 for Stampeder football. The preseason finale for the Stampeders, the 21-4. And they have the ball on the 40-yard line. P.J. Walker remains in the game at quarterback for the Stampeders. So it might be his last series. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, on first down, Walker will take the ball, play fake, rolls right. Nice over-the-shoulder catch on the wide side. Ball is pulled in by Ali before he's tackled out of bounds. Let's check in with Lisa Hillary at the sidelines.
Guys, we asked Vernon Adams here this week what kind of a leader he is, and he said, I lead by example, I never dictate. And since PJ Walker came into this ball game in the first half, I've been keeping my eye on Vernon on the sidelines here, and he's every bit supporting his fellow quarterback, feeling bad for him with those 2 picks.
At the 43-yard line, that's good to hear from Vernon Adams. 43-yard line, ball on the right hash mark. Stampeders are 2nd down and 7. Blitz is on by the Elks. Back is Walker. He throws the long out, looking downfield for Eccles, wide open to the 35. Then he stumbles at the 30-yard line. He pounds the turf in frustration because, Greg, if he doesn't get turned around and fall, he is in the end zone. Nevertheless, a great grab.
Yeah, great grab, good throw, exact play they threw the second play of the game when I think it was Rhymes who was wide open. So whatever route that is, Stampeders might want to keep it in their hip pocket from here on. It's a great route. Two big plays, one by PJ and one by Adams, so good play.
Yeah, caught the ball and then turned around. Lights taking hold now here at McMahon Stadium as we get into the evening. Nice pickup on the play, 37 yards. Stampeders down to the 30-yard line of Edmonton. They lead 21-4. PJ Walker at the controls. Walker has the ball, gives it on a receiver sweep, end around, running left is Hyman, goes to the far side of the field. A couple of Elks are there to greet him and push him out of bounds, including Barlow, the defensive end. Hey, listen, welcome back to Stampeder Football on QR Calgary. After the game, be sure to get close to the team at Stamps House. Entertainment, live music, and your favorite Stampeders after every game.
Cam Eccles getting himself a couple of balls at that time. Ran a little flip forward pass and 2 plays in a row for Eccles.
Stampeders load up that line of scrimmage. Have a tight end right, second down and 8 at the 37-yard line. And again, out of the backfield handoff and no room whatsoever for Eno Benjamin. Elks are right there, Barlow on the tackle.
Nothing there, Mark, and so is it third down? I think we're going to see Rennie in the game. Yep.
Yeah, this is a 31-yarder. Reddy Paredes as the drive stalls.
Defensive line for the Elks have picked it up this second half. They're starting to do a lot better getting upfield.
Reddy Paredes, 31 yards.
Well, Rennie is 2 for 2. He'll try a 32-yarder from the right side hash marks. Ball snapped, is down, he steps into it, and as he's done hundreds of times before, it splits the uprights. You're listening to third quarter football action on QR Calgary, 770 CHQR and 107.3 The Edge. The score, the Calgary Stampeders 24 and Edmonton 4. Stampeder football on your Stampeder radio station, QR Calgary. 4:29 remaining in the third. Well, the Stampeders will kick off again.
They've kicked off a lot into that win, and Rennie's done a good job. He's got enough hang time and still kicking it into the wind. As I said, you want to kind of kick a pretty long driver, and he's kicking it down to about the 20 into this wind. Died down a little bit, Mark, but it's still humming up there pretty good.
Returners back for the Edmonton Elks as they await the kickoff. They're rotating returners through in Edmonton. Yeah, ball is kicked out down the middle of the field. Got by Jackson at the 15, at the 20. Runs right at the 35, trying to bust it outside. Turns it upfield at the 45, at the 50 before he is finally brought down. That was a nice return.
Nice return. They got outside. We didn't have our contain guy, and if you're going to get contained, you get pinned in. The guy's going to get outside, and then that's what's called a feather contain, which means you're running about 5 yards behind the contain guy. If you see your contain person get pinned in, you're supposed to then become contained, and both those guys got beat inside, so consequently great return.
It was indeed. Nice return by the Edmonton Elks. Actually, Calhoun, the receiver, had the ball. McIlvain in the game at quarterback. He gives to Pierce, who just runs into the middle of that defense and is immediately rejected by the Stampeders. Several Stampeders there to push him back, so we'll call that maybe a yard gain on the play.
Yeah, good job of those big guys. Thomas up there, and got other young guys, non-starters. Thomas, Davis back in.
So the Elks will be second down and 10 yards to go at the 51-yard line. We're in the third quarter. Thanks for listening on QR Calgary. Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. A really nice spring/summer night in Calgary. McIlvain is the quarterback. 5 receivers out. He is back, throws a quick strike across the middle out of the backfield. Pierce catches, but the Stampeders rally and bring him down short of the first down marker. Johnson, the defensive back, was over to bring him down and will await the spot, but I think he's short.
He's short, but it's going to be really close. Nope, they're going to give it to him, Mark.
Okay. 5:12 remaining.
Good job. It's called a circle route where the wide receiver, the running back, I should say, just snap of the ball, kind of just circles over to the middle and sits right where the linebacker is vacated. And you've got to have the quarterback throw it to you right away. You're going to get a pitch and catch for 5 yards.
Splitting right for the Edmonton Eskimos. 2 receivers. Jackson is one of them. Play fake, they throw left out of the backfield. That ball is caught, running upfield, the ball is fumbled, is loose. Johnson picks it up for the Stampeders. He's at the 40, down the sidelines, at the 50, at midfield. Edmonton 50, caught from behind, and the Stampeders get a big turnover and return it into Edmonton territory. Big break, Stampeders.
And another penalty thrown at the last minute. I don't know if that's going to be another unnecessary roughness on the Elks. It'll be their 4th one of the game, and they're just not showing any discipline if that is the case. See if it comes on the Stampeders. All these unnecessary roughnesses have been something happened on the Stampeder bench.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is.
Well, that was just a good play by the quarterback. A little cloud coverage where the halfback's back, and the receiver sees that, does a stop route, picks it up, but fumbled it.
The previous play is under review.
Or a fumble, I see, okay. And you said there was a flag on the Stamps?
Well, I thought the referee had thrown the flag, but maybe he picked it back up. Lots of talking going on between, because a lot of the Elks have been going in the Stampeder bench, and these guys are intense. They want to make something happen. They want to, that's how you got to play football, a little bit on the edge, but within the rules.
Well, we'll await the call. Tachinski from Manitoba. He's a quarterback and receiver trying to make
the field is a catch and fumble. We have a penalty, unnecessary roughness, Calgary number 51. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they get the ball, but not the yardage, as Kalichi and Yalabici is flagged for the infraction.
Yeah, he's done really good on special teams, but you don't want to do good on getting penalties. Stampeders, again, having a pretty clean football game when it comes to penalties, Mark. As we talked in the pregame, how there was only 6 penalties last game for a preseason game. That's incredible for a team to come out in their very first game, only get 6 penalties.
Got that right. Very few penalties for sure. Stampeders continue from the 50-yard line. B.J. Walker is the quarterback. Play fake to the line. He is back. He's in the grasp and thrown down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's no Kennedy. Tried to kind of move in the pocket, set up. He's not getting a very deep drop though, Mark. He's got such quick feet. I'd get a little bit deeper, but he's only about 5 yards deep. That time kind of shuffling his feet, doing the right thing, trying to buy some time, but didn't have any time whatsoever.
Ford, the defensive back on the tackle. And by the way, you asked about penalties. Stampeders have 3. That's impressive.
Yeah, and the 6 last game. That for preseasons, it's even more impressive.
Stampeders are second down, 19 yards to go, back of their 41-yard line. Walker in the gun. Walker again takes the ball. Flare pass out of the backfield. Getting upfield, turning, spinning, back to the original line of scrimmage, then up to about the Edmonton, or make that the 53-yard line of Calgary, and then there was a pile. Oh my goodness.
Good. It was a good call though, screen pass and get something out of nothing. It was first down about 20, or second down about 20, but got about 15. So is this going to be Calgary's first punt of the game?
Second.
Okay, I know they haven't punted that much. So that battle between the 2 kickers, Mason and Vissette, not getting many looks, but that says something for the offense tonight.
That's Benjamin with the catch there. And they'll punt it away. Kicking into the wind. Snap back. Scene steps into the kick. It's a high, lazy kick. It'll be caught just at the 10-yard line. Running right up at the 20-yard line, down the sideline, cut inside at the 35, then driven out of bounds. Nice return. Jackson with the return.
Well, that was a good directional kick, Mark, into the wind. Wind's really died down, but still, that was about a 50-yard kick into the wind. Got it almost to the numbers, so good directional kick to opposite side. And almost out-kicked his coverage because got a pretty good return, but good kick. Was that Vissette who did that, or was that Mason?
Yeah.
Scene.
All right, Stampeders shuffling personnel. The Elks take over 1st and 10 at their 30-yard line. McElvain has been the quarterback for the bulk of the game. Fajardo got his work. McElvain has the ball, lines up, and pitches right, and it's no good.
Yeah, that was tipped to the line of scrimmage. Good play by the defensive end. I don't know who that was, but the big, tall guy, I'm looking down at, who was that, Mark? But anyways.
Kaiser linebacker.
Yeah, he just kind of timed it as the quarterback's doing. So they've run a lot of those slant routes, and if you're a defensive end, you can anticipate those. You're going to get some knockdowns.
2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Elks. They trail 24-4. McElvain calls for the ball. McElvain looking wide side. Now scrambles in the pocket. Change from run to pass to throw it downfield. Caught by a sliding receiver at about the 47-yard line.
Good play by Mac Jackson. Steps into the pocket, buys himself some time, and then throws as he's moving, running forward in the pocket. Is a difficult throw. Even better by the wide receiver. You young wide receivers out there, if you're listening and the ball's throwing low, get your elbows down, your elbows in, your arms underneath the ball, and make a good catch. That's exactly what the receiver did on that play.
Should be the final play of the quarter. Edmonton is 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. And Peters out on a 4-man front. McElvain takes the ball, gives it right up the middle to Pierce, and there's nowhere to go. He's swallowed up by the Stampeders. Very little gain. Johnson helps out on the tackle as we end quarter number 3. All right, it's Calgary 24, the Edmonton Elks 4. In 2 minutes, we're back into 4th quarter play-by-play action. Get the iHeart Radio app to listen to our football broadcast and tune in on your smart speakers. So maybe they're just letting them watch this one. Anyway, McElvain has the ball. Quick pass and out to the near sidelines. Was it caught or trapped right in front of the Stampeder bench? No, Lapp made the catch.
Yeah, good catch again. Same thing. He did the same guy that he did last time. That's how you. Oh, are they going to say it's an incomplete pass? No, I think
short. I just think it was short.
Short. So, but you had to get his elbows underneath it, or his arms underneath it. But that's just because it was a low snap. The quarterback rushed it, and consequently he released the ball way too late, and consequently it was a low throw.
3rd and 4.
Stamps only have 1 man back. They've always
had 2. It's Benjamin,
yeah. First time they've had Benjamin back, and he can accelerate up the field. Let's see what he does on this one.
Bit of a wind in the face of Cody Grace. Australian-born putter. 4 years with the Stampeders. And Grace accepts the snap. Kicks it downfield, bit of hang time, wobbling. Benjamin catches at the 20-yard line, moves ahead of the 25, absorbs a hit, maintains his balance down the sidelines at the 35, then thrown out of bounds into the Stampeder bench. But he took a real blast at the point of attack and stayed on his feet. Wow.
He sure did. The guy that blasted him, Mark, timed it perfectly. I thought he was going to get called for no yards, but he hit him on the run. I was watching him, and he never let up and got blasted. Benjamin, that is, and he spun around and got down the sideline. Good return.
Very much so. So we're in the 4th quarter. Stampeder ball. Hey, don't forget, when the game is over, no need to rush off. Be part of the team at Stamp's House. Players, music, Stamp fans, and so much more. And since the first game, catch up with some old friends, right? Well, PJ Walker continues at quarterback. 2 men in the backfield with him. And he'll give the ball, bulldozing straight ahead. Evans gets a couple of yards, but not much more than that. Barry Bami on the tackle.
I just like he's running that read pass option, Mark, and he's giving it to the fullback every time, or to the running back. I'd just like to see PJ pull it out and just use his athletic talent, at least to keep the defense a little honest. They kind of are slicing down and not even, there's no threat right now for PJ to run the ball. He's got good feet. I think he should use that to make a threat.
2nd down for the Stampeders. 7 yards to go. 3 receivers split left to the near short side. Alley and Horton to this side as well. Now back, PJ Walker to pass. Throws a long out to the far side. It's tipped and almost intercepted by Edmonton, but that was Evans. It was a high throw. He couldn't pull it in. It's incomplete in the Stamp spot.
Well, PJ Evans, or Walker had a guy right in his face. He threw that to that wide side. That's a long throw. You don't make that throw in the NFL because of the size of the field, but can't fault him on that one. He was hit just as he threw the ball. This time we got Mark Facette, the big 6'4", 219-pounder in for the kickers are starting to have a little battle here now.
Calhoun is going to return as Facette steps in. It's a high kick, little flutter to it. Tracking to his right. making the catch by the sidelines, reverses, tries to go upfield, no room. The Stampeders swarm Calhoun and put him down after a very, very short return. George Adoko leading the tacklers. It's Calgary 21, the Edmonton Elks 4. Let's get things going with our fourth quarter play-by-play action. Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak are proud sponsors of Calgary Stampeder football. To the sidelines with Lisa Hillary.
Getting bigger, guys, was a focus for this Calgary Stampeders team in the offseason. Have a listen to some of these numbers. Rhymes, 6'4", Tevin Jones, 6'3", first overall draft pick, 6'6" receiver Damian Alford. Great targets for the #1 quarterback of this football team.
Edmonton at the 33-yard line. They call that second down and 1 yard to go.
Yeah, I think Stampeders got bigger on every position, Mark. Defensive line, they try to get bigger at the DBs as well so that they aren't such terrible stats when it comes to the run.
Second down, a yard to go. Ball is taken, surging ahead. They brought in Knight, the fullback, to take the ball.
Yep.
Actually, Snyder, the quarterback, took it. Okay. He's now in the game, the guy that just arrived a little while ago, so they switched out.
Well, I was just talking to you and Jock about where's Trey Ford, but I guess Trey Ford's not playing this game. Projected to be their starter, correct, Mark?
Yep, he's the guy. Cole Snyder, so they're going to give him, even though he hasn't been in Edmonton very long, University of Buffalo, one of their top passers ever. And Edmonton will start out at the 34-yard line. They line up with 4 receivers wide right. Snyder takes the ball, high snap, he tips it. It's loose on the ground. There's bodies on top of it, but who's on top of the ball?
Well, you know what? The center for the Elks has done that all game. High, low. That hurts the quarterback. If you're a quarterback and you like to be scanning what's going on in the defense, not worrying about where the ball is going to be, so they got a little bit of a problem there because the entire game their center has been not getting the ball back to the quarterback very well.
Yeah, rookie Morgan, a draft pick, and Piazza, both Canadian rookies. Mark Corday, they signed him to a new deal. He'll fill the bill in the regular season, but you're right. Snyder, the quarterback. Rosemary Saint is right. Back is Snyder, scrambling, runs left, and the Stampeders track him down. Put him on the ground with the sack. And sacked, so the Stampeders.
Sean
Peterson with the tackle.
Got a sack last week, so he's got some speed, Mark. Big guy at 6'3", 231. He's not heavy, but he's at that defensive end position. He's long and lean, and he's got the big, long arms. He can push guys off. He's also got some pretty good feet, and pretty tough to beat him around the edge. Made the good sure tackle that time.
Bond and Benjamin are back to return. Greg is watching all the personnel come on and off the field. Both coaches have got some really tough decisions to make, and you just feel that some of these guys aren't going to be around much longer. I don't know who. That's just a fact of pro football.
Yep, pro football. Some of these guys, this is their last game in pro.
Snyder, at least Grace kicks the ball. It's a line drive. Vaughn makes the catch at the 50, running left, looking to get the corner. He's across midfield, down the sidelines at the 50, at the 45, breaks a tackle, 40 at the 35, before he is pushed out of bounds. A superb return by the Calgary Stampeders. Hey, listen, make sure you join Jock and Greg after the game for the 5th quarter call-in show. The score, Calgary 24, Edmonton 4. You're listening to Alberta Ford Dealer Stampeder Football on QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge. There's a great return of 27 yards. PJ Walker remains in the game at quarterback. And first down, he gives the ball out of the backfield. Big hole, Evans runs up the middle, 30, down to the 25, down to the 20-yard line.
Evans has played a great game.
Sure
He's got good maneuvering up the field. I like how our backs just don't hesitate. They don't dance. They don't go north or east-west. They go north-south. That's what he did on that play. Got a good 14 yards.
16 yards coming up from his halfback spot to make the tackle. Stampeders marching. They're at the 19-yard line of Edmonton. New set of downs. PJ Walker, the quarterback. Evans in the backfield. Horton starts in motion to the line as a receiver. Walker is back, short drop, throws a look in, a slant. That ball is caught on the far side. throwing down to the ground. The Calgary Stampeders making the receiver as Eccles. He picked up big yardage on another play earlier, so he is throwing down right away.
It's
a nice catch.
Yeah, a good catch. A little slant route, and PJ has a good, solid arm, so pretty tough to stop if you're defensive back and you're playing off coverage, which the DB was. He just threw that quick slant.
Yep.
It's like a rocket going in through there.
Clements on the tackle, 2nd down and 4. Calgary Stampeders in a commanding lead.
Michael's now 3 catches this game.
Okay. Well, they're certainly taking their time in the huddle. They get over the ball. The play clock is at 4. And they finally break that huddle. BJ Walker, Ali in motion to the line on the left side. Walker is back, throwing a strike in the end zone. There's a ball overthrown. That was nowhere near, obviously a miscommunication there. Horton was nowhere near the ball.
The problem was that you hit it, Mark. He was rushed. He was rushed because he was trying to get the play off before the clock, because you got it down to 1 second, and then your mind gets away from where you're going to go.
Yep.
So next thing you know, he's just throwing the first guy he kind of thinks of. So it's better if you can get up over the ball. You got lots of time to go through your mental reads that you have to do, and it's very difficult for a quarterback. That time he was too rushed.
Bond and Josh Ali come left for the Calgary Stampeders. Bond has been a returner in different games as well in the preseason. Snap back to Walker. He sets up, throws down by the goal line. Ball is caught, wrestled away from the defender, goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Stampeders. A superb catch pulled in by Horton, who had to tear the ball out of the hands of the defender.
Well, Caden Horton's done a good job on special teams, and he did a good job that time. A lot of it was PJ with his rocket arm. He threw that in there, didn't give the defensive back much time. The DB thought he was going to kind of step in front and strip it or even go the other way, but the ball got there a little bit quicker. Horton made the good catch with the deflection.
Well, the defender was right there too, and he had to wrestle the ball away from him, and he did. Goes to the end zone from North Texas. Horton, and here comes the extra point. Rennie Paredes on and kicks it through. The Stampeders 31, the Edmonton Elks 4. You're listening to 4th quarter Stampeder football action. This is Stampeder football on QR Calgary at 107. .6:42 remaining in the game. Beautiful summer night. The ball is kicked off, caught inside the 10 by Edmonton. Straight ahead, up the field. Lapp has the ball, gets up near about the 35-yard line before he's submarined off the field.
High-speed collision. I don't know who that would make in the tackle. That was a good, solid tackle. Flying down with special teams marking. Yep. Sometimes I've got time to gather your feet. You're just flying your head in there and hoping you're getting a piece of the guy who did that time.
Stampeders dressing 82 players in this game. Trying to get them all in. I see Logan Bonner warming up on the sidelines. I wonder if he comes into quarterback the next time the Stampeders get the ball. We'll have to see. Snyder is in the game at quarterback, the 3rd of 3 Edmonton quarterbacks. And he'll give the Pierce, who shoots up the middle, gets to the linebacker stage, tackled at the 41-yard line. As Angelabecci makes the tackle.
Well, Angelabecci's been around the field now. He's done a good job on special teams. A rookie, I think 6'4" or 240-pounder, 6-foot guy, making his 2nd tackle of the game, and a couple of special team tackles as well.
Here come the Elks out of the huddle. Rosemary Jack Saint splits right. He's in the slot that way to the wide side. Snyder takes the ball. Snyder scrambling right. He's hit. He maintains his balance. Now he's on the run. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. He was hit hard by Lucien, the halfback, up to knock him down, and he's short of the first down. They put it down and spotted, 37-yard line.
Yeah, Max von Muhldorfer, the rookie 290-pounder out of Western.
Yep.
Calgary Proct was in pursuit. Could see him hustling down the field from his interior defensive line position.
Benjamin is the solo returner for the Stampeders. 5:09 remaining. They've taken Cody Grace out. Blanchard's going to punt now for Edmonton. He was a drafted kicker. That's a bit of a fluttering kick. Caught just inside the 30-yard line, but Benjamin, he gets ahead, breaks a tackle. He's at the 40, up to the 45, carries a tackler to the 47-yard line.
Just
nice
good,
return in almost
return,
no space whatsoever.
You hit it right in the head. There was no space, and he just found a seam, shot through it. Good play by Benjamin. Tough decisions by these coaches. What are you going to do at running back? What are you going to do at the defensive line position with probably 2 open spots?
Yep. Well, Brugamba on the tackle, and we mentioned Bonner playing catch on the sidelines. He was playing with Josh Love, who is now in the game. So they're playing catch with each other, and now Josh Love is in the game from San Jose State. See what he does in this situation. Love is back, looking short side, throws that way. Caught by Baldwin at the 50, breaks outside at the 50, and Kobe Williams there to help bring him down, about an 8-yard gain.
Good read, good throw by Baldwin. He sees that the halfback is back, throw that little out quickly, and he's got very good mechanics, Mark. He throws just a pure passer. Good feet, good mechanics. Pleasure to watch him throw. He throws a really good football.
So it's about 9, second down and about a yard to go. Love in this situation, now walks up and under center. Line is down, he'll push ahead, has the first down and room to spare. 3:42 remaining.
It kind of reminds me of another San Jose quarterback that got in at the end of the game of the second preseason game and kind of shone, and that was Jeff Garcia.
Yeah, very much. Well, Jeff Garcia talked to Dave Dickinson about this quarterback, so they caught up on times and then talked a little business as well. Stampeders out of the huddle. Hyman going to the wide right side of the field. And as they come to the ball, whistles.
I think Calgary had too many guys on the field.
Calgary.
Or they just took the timeout, yeah.
Maybe they didn't have it, but they didn't have the right formation in, and right away Dave Dickinson knew that, so he was screaming to call a timeout, call a timeout.
Well, there's different personnel in there. Ludovic Choquette is in there.
Yeah. Running
back. I'm not putting it on him, only to say that there are lots of different guys looking at different things. Fortin, the first-round pick, is centering the ball. He plays both center and guard, but he's at center now. First down and 10 at the 51-yard line of Edmonton. Stampeder ball. Love is the quarterback. Outside blitz on. Love is back. Snap in the flat. Near side, caught by Vaughn. He gets to the 50 and then is wrestled down to the ground after picking up about 4 or 5 yards by Garnes, the linebacker. We go to the 3-minute warning. The Calgary Stampeders 31, the Edmonton Elks 4. This is Stampeder football on QR Calgary and 107.3 The Edge.
% APR for 24 months with $43.75 down. That's like $110 weekly.
Now bring it home.
Plus, there's a $750 bonus for eligible Ford owners. Hurry into your Alberta Ford store or visit Ford.ca today.
Inspiration. It's where all great things start. When you bring your renovation ideas to the designers and expert craftsmen at Renovations by Hearth and Home, it inspires them to create.
Yeah, they have.
Here's the punt, kick towards the near sidelines. Elks on the move. It hits the referee and goes out of bounds at the 24. And that is a flag because it would have gone out of bounds outside the 20. So that's an odd call that hits the referee, but I guess it's the right call.
He wanted to get noticed and jived at by the other referees. So yeah, he's going to get taught. He was kind of looking at the ball and he just hit him, and then he had to throw the flag because it went out of bounds too early.
Anyway, the punters 37.5 for Messine and 23.5 for Bassett. We'll see if the yards are taken off because he hit the official. Here's the call.
Illegal kick out of bounds, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Crowd booing, but it was the right call. So the Edmonton Elks play another preseason game at home against the BC Lions. Stampeders will have kind of a quasi-bye week next week and then begin preparation. Of course, teams have to be down to their limit 1 week from today. So how this all sorts out for both teams, Let's just say a lot of work for the coaches. Edmonton, first down and 10. They're at their 36-yard line. Snyder is the quarterback. He's back, throws a strike downfield, caught at the 40 up to the 44-yard line. And that ball is pulled in by the receiver, Tuchinski.
Well, the Stampeders had a good preseason if you look at it now. I thought the last game was a step forward. In this game, they're 31-4, totally dominated the Elks the entire game. Yeah. I know this is the Elks' first preseason game, and they have not played a lot of their guys. Still, you got to come out and play, and I thought the Stamps did.
First down and 10. Snyder is the quarterback for the Elks at the 46-yard line. Knight is the setback. Snyder back. Snyder to pass. Rifles a strike over the middle, in and out of the hands of the receivers at the 45-yard line. Incomplete.
Well, that should have been caught. Big dig route, they call it, up the field, 18 yards in front of the safety. Had his hands on it. As I say, you touch it, you can catch it. He had to leap up into the air, but had both hands on it, so it's not like it was a one-hand or anything. That's a throw and a catch that should have been made.
Ashton Miller-Melanson is in at safety for the Calgary Stampeders as they rotate in a lot of personnel. Elks break the huddle. It's second down. Calhoun unable to squeeze the pass. 2:03 remaining in the half. Back is Snyder passing. Sets up, throws a long out to the far side. Receiver extends himself. Was that Lap that pulled it in? That was a great catch.
Yeah, we had a linebacker sitting in the curl route, and he kind of faded out that way, and it's a deep out. Deep out, though. They made a cut about 12 yards, and you had to throw it to the way to the outside. Not bad coverage, just a super catch.
Yeah, very good catch.
So you have one guy not making the catch, the other guy making the catch.
Lap from Cortland State. There's another great Elk. Takes Seresna from that school, too. They advance to the 51-yard line of the Calgary Stampeders. Stampeders showing a four-man front. Snyder takes the ball. Snyder throws long out to the near side, and there was some kind of a misfire as the receiver was breaking in, and the pass was way behind him. So that's what happens when you got a lot of guys that aren't particularly familiar with each other.
Well, especially coming from the States, Mark, because down in the States, they run lots of slants where it's all timing. Quarterback gets it, one step, fires to a position, and you expect your receiver to get there. This field is too big, and you can't run slants like that. There's a lot more ingenuity and creativeness in the routes, and sometimes they come up here and they just can't relate that to the big field.
First down and 10, Hereford from the U of A, the intended receiver. Snyder takes the pass on the 51-yard line, again a long out to the near sideline. Jump ball, and that is pulled in. A superb grab by the Edmonton receiver, who was able to grab that, then fall into the boundary.
Yeah, the defensive back that time, Mark, he was right there, ready to make the I don't know who that was, but
Lap made the catch.
Okay,
the defender,
yeah, the defender, and you know that's a long throw. 60, got a chance to make. He broke on it, went underneath, and missed it.
Elks advancing, first and 10 at the 39-yard line. 1 minute, 33 seconds remaining. They're at the Calgary 39-yard line. They'll go to the air, 5 receivers. Snyder is back, dancing in the pocket. He's in the grasp, and he's pulled down. He is sacked. I think that was Wilcox that broke through. We'll figure out once they unpile.
Cedric Wilcox, the big 6'3", 252-pounder, Mark, from New Mexico State. He was my defensive player of the game last week, and just gets in and makes sacks, does a good job. So his third year game, he hasn't played much this game, but when he gets in, he makes something happen.
Elks taking the ball. Snyder remains in the game at quarterback. 1:14 remaining. Elks are second and 16 at their 45-yard line. Again, back passing. Quarterback Snyder is scrambling right, comes to the line of scrimmage, flips it downfield, and that ball is caught. Nice grab, 20 down to the 15-yard line before he's knocked to the ground. That was a nice throw.
Well, you got to learn, if you're a defensive back and linebacker, do not go up to the quarterback until he crosses it. All these quarterbacks can throw on the run. He looked like the quarterback Snyder was going to take off and run, but kind of hesitated at the line of scrimmage. Our linebacker left his man, our defensive back left his man. Next thing you know, throw it over, dump over the middle, first down.
25-yard pickup by Tuchinski from Manitoba, a quarterback and a receiver, so he's a dual threat. Snyder is leading the Elks charge. Snyder takes the ball. He is back, throwing downfield, and that is caught.
We had
5-yard line.
Well, Pace, our Sam linebacker, had that just nailed. He was going out there, and he just reached for it and just missed it, Mark. He could have been 6 the other way and been a hero, but just totally missed it.
Yeah. Herford on the catch for the Edmonton Elks, a U of A product. So the Elks might get a touchdown out of this thing yet. They're at the 34-yard line. They're 2nd and 2 at the 4. Knight in the backfield. Snyder will go to the air. He backtracks.
Yeah, he just threw that one away. Yeah, he was backtrack and mark, and then good job by the D-line to keep him in the pocket, and he just threw that one away.
So there's 16 seconds remaining. It's 3rd and 1 at the 4.
Well, you know what, this is pretty good for the end of the game, because all the defensive guys, all the guys in the Stampeder bench are saying, well, we want to get out of this game without them scoring a touchdown, and the Elks obviously want to get a touchdown, so a little competitiveness going into the last seconds of this game.
3rd down. 1 yard to go. Knight in the backfield. Snyder takes the ball. He will pass. Fires a post corner into the end zone. There's contact. Was he out of bounds or did he stay in?
He made the catch, but he was kind of didn't get his feet down.
Yeah, out of bounds. So it's incomplete in the corner of the end zone. It's on the far corner. Nice play by Cyrus Fagan from North Carolina to stick with him on very close coverage. And that'll do it for the Elks. But it was on the far side. Receiver just went for the ball, but was driven out of bounds. So
good defensive play that time, Mark. So
Calhoun
good coverage.
Yep.
Well, Stampeders, what a game! 31-4 preseason. All aspects were pretty good.
So with 10 seconds left, they'll just sit out.
Or they're just going to eat up this clock and go out and say a good successful preseason.
So they'll be 2-0. And they'll take one knee. It's Love, and they'll do it again. They're looking at the clock. Got to get used to these Canadian timing rules, too. You do have to take the snap. Love looks at the clock. It says 000. He goes under center. He goes down, and there's your ball game and the preseason as the Stampeders go undefeated in these 2 games. We're off to the dressing room. Listen, the final score, the Calgary Stampeders 31, Edmonton 4. Up next, Valentine Volvo and Volvo Cars Royal Oak post-game show, including the Hearth and Home coaches interview. This is QR Calgary Stampeders football.
All right, Mark.
The Get It and Go event is on now. Under the top.